course, Facebook. Welcome back to the Entrepreneur Investor Connection. Today I'm talking about the best opportunities that I've seen this week. And I'm going to actually start showing you like screen by screen what I see. And we got people in the room that in the Clubhouse. If you want to be on Clubhouse and be in the conversation, definitely come on there. But yeah, so today I'm going to show you some of the cool things you can do with Matic. So I've been telling everybody buy Matic. The reason why I've been saying to buy Matic is because Matic is what's called a layer 2 solution to Ethereum. Ethereum is its own blockchain. It's a smart contract blockchain. It's the first one ever that allowed people to make transactions and do things within the code of the blockchain. Bitcoin was just a transfer of money, value back and forth. It didn't have smart contracts. It doesn't have smart contracts. Ethereum does. But what started to happen is people started to take that idea and build on top of it. And what was created is called decentralized finance. So what does that really mean? What it means is that, remember, when you think about automation is eating every career. Now automation just went after the banks. What's happening now is we have this supercomputer that's a blockchain that's basically removing a lot of the work that banks do for us that allow them to charge us the fees they charge us and have the power over us that they have. Decentralized finance takes that away. What's cool about Matic is a layer 2 solution to Ethereum, so the prices are very cheap. And actually Ethereum, the creator of Ethereum wants layer 2 solutions to be the future of Ethereum, and Matic is the number one layer 2 solution. That's why it's such a good time, and we're seeing stuff that just is being invented right now. So what I've seen this week, and I'll go over it, is you can literally make money, earn interest on your Matic and do nothing but let it gain interest for you daily. So check this out. I'll break down everything, but I just want to make sure I mentioned something because I was just having a conversation with Paco, and Paco was bringing up another blockchain called Cardano. Cardano, which could also be a huge opportunity, and also Fresh brought up Cardano this week too. She heard about it, and Cardano's creating a blockchain in Africa and a lot of these other countries. And right now, Cardano's like $1 something in Coinbase. You can buy it on Coinbase too, but it hasn't started yet. It has potential. It's getting there, but it hasn't started yet. So you have an opportunity there too. Buy Cardano. If that's of interest to you, Google it, look it up. But the difference between Cardano and Matic is very big. Cardano, the CEO of Cardano, the creator of Cardano, left the Ethereum team to create Cardano, right? But the thing about Cardano is, since it hasn't been used yet, it's kind of going to be like a centralized blockchain in a way, versus Ethereum is decentralized. And it's going to have a lot more protection because there's so much that has gone on Ethereum. When they first launched Cardano, there needs to be a point where it gets to a point where they can't have a 51% attack. So that's going to be some time before Cardano is going to be super solid. And we don't know. Actually, we'll see what happens. It can happen faster than not. Does anybody have any questions about anything I just said?
I just want to add that Cardano, which I just saw, and the reason I got excited about it, I talked to you about it, is everything that you said, plus now, this week or whatever it is, they cut a deal with the government in Ethiopia. The government in Ethiopia, the educational department, has instituted the whole platform in their educational system from top to bottom. How do you score tests for kids? The whole 9 yards. So the government itself is going to be part of this platform, but they've been working for the last 4 years in all of Africa. They were working in Rwanda. They're working in Ghana, and about 4 or 5 countries. So I believe that although it's been slow, that thing is going to take off. That thing is going to take off because governments, they're making deals with governments. Very different approach. And Africa is a huge continent. Most of us have no idea how big Africa is compared to North America and South America combined. Our geography intelligence is very limited as Americans. But if I'm right about this, um, they are going to take off like probably within the next 2 or 3 months. So that they're selling now at like $1.35,
Yeah, yeah.
something like that.
The market cap for it is, I'll tell you right now, the market cap for it is 42 billion, which is pretty high. That's part of the way I look at these coins. I look for the market cap first, not the coin dollar amount. It's kind of like with stocks is the same way. Like the stock could be the coin. Look, the coin's a dollar, but it's $42 billion market cap. Versus, let's just go to something like I'm pushing hard right now, which is Matic. Matic is 4 billion market cap, and the coin is 80 cents. If Polygon reaches Cardano, which is what you're talking about, that's 10x. So that means it will go from 80 cents to at least, what, $8? Right? That's the difference of, that's how you got to look at these coins and make sure that you're understanding. Just because you see the dollar amount, or like, let's say there's some coins that there are 20 cents, but their market caps are high. So for them to get to a dollar, I mean, they have to get to be much, much bigger than they are. And that starts to change the opportunity in my limited knowledge so far. But I do believe that's how it works.
My limited knowledge says that if you have a market cap of 4 billion versus 42 billion, the possibilities of the big super money on the long run, not the short run, is the one with the 42 billion. Because they're thinking of Africa as I said before, as a huge continent with probably, a couple of billion people in it. And when that sucker takes off, that's why they capped it so high. Because they're making sure that they never have to go back and do something else because they shortchanged it. On the short run, you're right. On the short run, the ones with the smaller caps will raise faster and give you like immediate rewards. On the long term, let's say 5 years, 10 years, the ones with the $42 billion caps are going to be like super. They're going to just leave the atmosphere. So it depends what your strategy is. If your strategy
That's true.
is shorter run like me, I probably want to go to Metamax or whatever.
Matic.
Metamax, yeah, right. Anyway, that's my reasons. Are we calling it Polygon or are we calling it Matic?
So this weird because the actual coin is Matic, but the name is Polygon. So I'm on CoinGecko right now. They're listed as Polygon, but then the coin is called Matic. So, and then the wallet is Matic. It's kind of like Satoshi's with Bitcoin, and then the Satoshis are the actual coin of it. So, yeah, I guess we're dealing in the Matic side. I keep calling it Matic, but yeah.
It's the same as saying Ethereum or ETH. I mean, it's just whatever you prefer, but they both
mean the same thing. Yeah.
Whatever you like.
Yeah. So any questions on any of that? Because I want to start showing you guys the thing I learned literally in the middle of the night. I was going to sleep and I started playing around with this thing I found. It's like literally a week old. And I woke up and I had made $60. And I was like, wait a minute. What did I do? So I'm looking at this and I want to just show people. So okay, any questions before I get into all that? No.
Let me make $60. Go for it.
All right, cool. All right, so I'm going to share my screen on YouTube. I know it's gonna be hard to see on Clubhouse, but I'll explain what I'm showing, and you guys could always refer back to it on YouTube later. So okay, I'm gonna start sharing my screen on the YouTube, and we'll go from there. Okay, hold on. Technical difficulty. Where is it? All right, here it is. Okay.
In order to see your screen, I have to go to YouTube on my computer.
Yes. So I'll text you, Paco. I'll text you the.
Man, you're not being nice to all people.
Yeah, I mean I can't show my screen on Clubhouse. All right, so I just sent it to you. If anybody just go to my YouTube, it's Miguel Sanchez World on YouTube. But okay, so I'm gonna start sharing the screen. All right. So what you're looking at here is what's called Aave, AAVE, which is another interesting coin. But what Aave is Aave is kind of like a bank. And what I mean by that is Aave lets you deposit your coins into Aave and they'll give you interest on those coins. Because, again, just like a bank, they want those coins in there so they can use them to make more money. Because they do that, they give you interest. At the same time, they'll let you borrow against that money, right? So I just showed with very little money. This is literally under $100. I was able to take Matic, which you could see here. It says Matic $28 and USDC $10. I borrowed $10 off $28. Think about the percentage of that, right? That's a pretty large percent. But if you look at the health factor of my loan, it's 1.85. The lower this gets, the more in jeopardy my loan is of being called. They don't take the whole thing, which is a lesson I learned. They'll take a percentage of it. So let's say it's $10. They may take $5 of the loan back once it goes under 1. In the past, I've seen it take a third, 33% of whatever my maximum was. Let's say I had 1,000 Matic. They took 333 to pay back the loan. That's how I've seen it happen. But here, I'm actually working behind the scenes on a free course that shows people how to get to this. But here's how it works. You can go in here, you deposit your Matic. So let's say you have Matic on Coinbase or wherever else. You can send your Matic to a MetaMask wallet, and this is why I got to make a course because it's kind of complicated. You can send your Matic to a MetaMask wallet. MetaMask is on the Ethereum network, and so is when you buy any of these coins. That's why I believe Ethereum is here to stay. Ethereum is kind of like the top dog when it comes to all this. Any coin you buy, you're most likely buying it on Ethereum, and then you need to convert it to the Matic network. So to do that, it's a little bit of a process. I'll skip all that and take you here where now my Matic is in my Matic network wallet and I'm able to borrow against it. I just did that. The interesting thing that I found this week though is this coin called Krill. And Omar, you told me about Krill. I have been hearing about Krill, but when you said it, I was like, all right, you know what? Let me go a little bit deeper into what this is. And oh my God, crazy. So Krill, if you look at the market cap right now, there's not even one here. In CoinGecko, it's so low that it's not even in here yet. But if you go maximum, literally this project was started on Monday of this week. It went live. And it went up to $237 a coin. And now it's $72 a coin. So you're thinking, whoa, that means it's not a good time. But in my opinion, that means we caught this early. And I'm bringing it to all of you as soon as I found out about it. Day after, right? So what's so cool? What's so cool about it? This next screen I'm looking at is the polywhale.finance website. Polywhale, like Matic, Polygon is the name of the company, the project, and then Krill is the name of the coin, just like Polygon and Matic. So when you stake Krill, when I mean stake, I mean you put your Krill into this website, they give you 1,294% APR on your money, right? So let's say a Krill is $70 right now. You put it on here, they're going to start giving you Krill, right? So I did that. I did that last night. I borrowed on my Matic, put Krill, put it in there. And then I started looking around the website and I saw, wait a minute, you could put Quick too. So the interesting thing about Quick, just like with Krill, I caught Quick very early, the same way. I caught it the week it came out. It was $150 a coin, but the market cap was very, very low. I don't even remember what it was, but I could check really quickly, actually. It was probably 100 million or something like that, or less. I'm going to check now. So when I bought Quick, it was around here. It was $150, right? So it doesn't tell me what the market cap was. But right now, Quick is at $1,000 though. I put $150 in. off borrowing from Matic, it became $1,000 in 2 weeks. So I was like, whoa, that's interesting. I caught it early again. But then when I saw it here, it allows me to stake the quick. So I put the quick in here too. I put all the quick I have in here. So now they're giving me 300% on that quick. Then there's this cool thing called the ocean. On the ocean of the website, this is where they create what's called liquidity pools. We've spoken about this before. Liquidity pool means if you want to trade 2 tokens, both tokens need to be in a liquidity pool for you to do that. So Krill wants that to happen. So they're giving you 2,500% value of your liquidity pool. What that means is if you borrow against your Matic again, you make the liquidity pool. To make the liquidity pool, you have to have both assets be the same value. So what I did was I borrowed $500 off of my Matic, put $250 as USDC, $250 worth of Krill, put it in here, deposited it, and when I woke up, I had 1 Krill. 1 Krill, if you look right now, is worth $70. So I was like,
so how do
whoa.
You buy Krill? You can't. I just went to Coinbase and it's not listed. You have said that, right? That it's
Yeah, so this is the thing. This is all on the Matic network. That's why this is such a huge opportunity. Layer 2 just was invented, not invented, but just was turned on. And all of these coins are just, it's like walking into a city and people are building the stores.
Repeat again. I'm looking at you on both my phone and YouTube. So now I want to buy one for $72. What do I do?
You have to go to quickswap.com, but you also have to already be on the Matic network with your Matic. This is where, and Paco, we had this meeting on Friday. This is what I was talking about. I'm basically making a quick video series that I'll let you guys get for free to show you how to get on the Matic network.
I want to buy a freaking one of these right now.
Oh, I don't know how to make you do that though. All right, first,
Okay.
so first step, I'll break down the steps for you.
Move ahead. Forget about me.
No, but somebody in here may be able to do it. So I want to basically quickly tell you the steps. First step is you're gonna have to send your Matic to your MetaMask wallet. Then you're going to have to turn your Matic from being on the Ethereum network to the Matic network. So the way you do that is you got to go to wallet.
Okay, forget about no. Too fucking complicated.
Yeah.
I'm very dizzy.
Yeah, 100%.
I gotta take a pill now.
So any questions about anything I just said, ask me, because this is all crazy stuff. I'm literally finding it as we speak, and I'm sure it's confusing as hell. So any questions, let me know, even in YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, wherever. Anything I just said, anybody questions? No? All right, so I'm going to go deeper. I'm going to make you more dizzy. So, QuickSwap. Let's look at QuickSwap. All right, so the way I'm doing this is I'm looking on QuickSwap and anything that comes out on the Matic network. How am I doing that? I go to Twitter. And on Twitter, I literally search $Matic. And I see the projects. Look, ADA. Oh, this is funny. The first tweet. ADA market cap, 39 billion. Matic market cap, 4.7 billion. That's it. That's the tweet. So this guy is showing that, like, kind of what I'm saying. I think the bigger jump in if you're trying to get money quicker, it's going to be in Matic, because ADA doesn't even exist yet. They got a bunch of partnerships, but they don't exist yet. And maybe when they exist, they'll make a big jump too, but I doubt they'll make as big a jump as 4 billion to 40 billion. Because think about it. If they make that same jump, they're more valuable than Ethereum, and I highly doubt that will happen instantly like that.
They're waiting they're waiting for that contract to clear in Africa. If that gets widespread adoption, then ADA will take over Ethereum. A lot of people are saying.
Yeah,
you gotta wait till summer. You gotta wait till like June, July. For that to be confirmed or finalized.
Did you buy ADA? I bought ADA when it was like 80 cents. But I didn't buy a lot.
I
So that one, Paco, you can buy.
Nice. I like that it doesn't move. You know, I like that it stays in this $1.31 because I'll scoop up still. You know, like
Yeah, dollar cost average.
There's a lot of news with ADA coming out that they're doing the right things and they're laying the proper foundation for them to be successful and stable. You know, but like you said, like that market cap will jump. But Matic is popping out because we know this because of all the marketplaces that are accepting it. No one wants to pay these Ethereum gas fees.
Yep.
Like and in Ethereum, everyone's staking it right now because it's become a source value.
And that's the thing about Ethereum too. They're saying that Ethereum can get to 200,000 because what's gonna happen is Ethereum, the next update of Ethereum is gonna start burning tokens. So one of the drawbacks of Ethereum versus Bitcoin is Bitcoin has a finite amount of coins. So everybody believes, okay, as much money gets in there, when they stop printing the coins, which is definitely there's a timeline, a horizon for that, the value of them is going to be a lot more because there's many years till that happens. Ethereum has unlimited coins. So people feel like, oh, it will never get to Bitcoin level because there will be more coins. So even if it has the same market cap, it will be worth less per coin because there's more coins. But what Ethereum is doing is they're starting to burn the coins down, so they'll have a finite amount. But then the big difference between Ethereum and Bitcoin is kind of going after the market cap of gold, and Ethereum is going after the market cap of everything. Literally loans, everything, NFTs, almost everything. Yeah.
So the funny thing is you say that because that's the whole problem that ADA, a lot of people are hoping will fix because nobody wants to go get loans on Ethereum if you're paying gas fees every time you have to make a transaction, which is currently what Ethereum's problem is. So Ethereum solved a lot of problems for Bitcoin in that sense, but these gas fees are getting astronomical. They're talking about, you know, at ADA in Africa, they mention Africa because of the widespread adoption that could possibly be there. So if you say go into vote, you can't vote on Ethereum right now because
it costs you
$10 gas fee.
$20 exactly.
You have to do it right. So a lot of people are saying that ADA will overtake Ethereum in its adoption because there's no more fees.
I don't think there's no fees. I don't think it could be no fees. ADA can't have no fees. There's no way it survives without fees, right?
I'm not 100% sure, man.
All right, yeah. I mean, it's already. I haven't studied ADA as much as other people. Many people have been telling me about ADA too. That's kind of what I do. I let people put it on my radar, and then I do my own deep dive based on my experience. You know, like evaluating tech companies and ideas. So right now I haven't done that with ADA, but I did buy it because I heard it so many times, and I was like, hey, it's 80 cents. This was a long time ago though. When they first,
ADA on Coinbase. Where is it?
It's on Coinbase. Yeah, I think I bought it on Coinbase. I'm pretty sure.
What's it listed at?
It's called Cardano, and then just like Matic, Polygon, the coin is called ADA.
Oh, okay, yeah. I talked with you about Cardano.
Yeah, you told me about Cardano the other day too. Yep.
I just bought $200 on.
That could be 200,000 one day. Let's see. Hopefully. So the idea is Ethereum and ADA, they're gonna compete. The guy who created ADA came from Ethereum. He was one of the co-founders. He was one of the 3 co-founders. The other co-founder created Polkadot. So there's 3 kind of things that are gonna battle it out. That's why I literally bought a couple bucks of each one of Polka and ADA, because you don't know. With tech companies, you don't know. We don't know who's gonna win. We just can't know. So you gotta just even the startup venture capitalists don't know. The ones that put hundreds of millions of dollars into companies, they have no clue. They hope and they think the team is good and they bet on it by putting their money down. And sometimes they win, most times they lose. So you have to think about it the same way here. We are little mini venture capitalists with $100 at a time, and we don't know what projects are going to survive. But what I see with Matic is what you said, Omar. Basically, the gas fee problem of Ethereum, there's 2 ways it can be solved. It's either solved through another smart blockchain, smart contract blockchain, or layer 2 solutions on top of Ethereum. So my current bet, and I could be wrong as I'm my own mini venture capitalist when it comes to blockchain, I believe there's so much network there's already a network of Ethereum so dense and so populated with developers and ideas that I don't see all these people moving to another blockchain when Ethereum has the run that it has. The gas fee is the problem, but this is where Matic, being the first layer 2 to really explode, is solving that in a different way than creating its own blockchain. It's working on top of Ethereum by doing this. It basically takes thousands of transactions and everybody splits the cost. So now we're still writing to the Ethereum smart contract blockchain, which is the most secure, the most stable, the most valuable, but without paying that high gas fee. So basically, you have to think to yourself as a venture capitalist, which do you believe is the more likely winner? New companies coming out of nowhere and making it work, partnering with Africa? Sure, maybe. Or the big dog figuring out how to get the price lower. Because why would you move, even though you look, what I just had to show you to do with Matic is not easy. You gotta jump through hoops to try to get some Matic in your Matic wallet. But this is so new. I'm talking literally, I'm showing you projects that just came out a week ago. This is very new and all created by developers. Most developers are not user experience friendly designers. So all this stuff is basically made for developers, and that's why I'm lucky I'm able to move around in it easier than most. But I know telling a regular person that hasn't dealt with the stuff I've dealt with, hey, go figure this out. it's a challenge. That's why I'm coming up with this. I'm making this free video series to show you how to do it. But we're not there yet. I was recording it this morning. It's not done. But why I'm saying at least start out, even if you don't know, buy all three. Like I said, like I bought Matic, I bought Cardano, I bought Polkadot, and of course I had Ethereum for a long time already. So that's you investing in blockchain overall if you do those four things. Why? You're investing in the main blockchain with Ethereum. It has the longest history, the most usage. Then with Matic, it's the first layer 2 solution and it's exploding. Then with Cardano, you're investing in another idea that came out of Ethereum. It's literally based on Ethereum, Cardano. They just didn't agree. The founder and that founder didn't agree on the where to take Ethereum. So the guy said, okay, I'm just going to take, that's the beauty of how Ethereum works. It's not his way or the highway. His name is Vitalik. Vitalik basically takes his thoughts and gives them to the network and everybody votes on what they want to do. And then they do it because it's all developers working on open source code. So what happened was these other two founders felt like it should have went another way, but the vote went the way it went. So these guys left and did their own thing, but they took what's called a fork of the code and created their own versions on top of the same. And you could do that with open source. That's the beauty of open source. So where we are now is if you're betting on Polkadot, you're betting on that founder's vision. If you're betting on Cardano, you're betting on that founder's vision. If you're betting on Ethereum, you're betting on that founder's vision and the community. The community, and all these projects are kind of built the same way. The community is a DAO. The community makes the decision. It's kind of like a co-op again, if you've heard me talk about co-ops. The community makes the decision, and then they go from there. So if you invest in those four, you're investing in blockchain. And there's more. There's even more. There's VeChain, which is one that partnered with China. And it's growing pretty fast, but their market cap is a little high too. It's up there with the Cardano. Again, I don't think it exists yet though. That's the big thing that I worry about, being a person that saw 2000 when all these .com booms and busts, when there was people raising millions and millions of dollars and they didn't have anything. And then when they came out, people were like, oh, that's trash. And then it's like, whoa, we spent all this money. Back then, they were raising millions and millions of dollars, and then they came out and they were duds. That's why I'm looking at this, and I'm saying, in my history, I've seen this happen before. Let's see them come out, and then I will see. Go ahead, Paco.
I don't see Polkadot on Coinbase.
It's called DOT, D-O-T. I'm not sure if it's on Coinbase, actually. Is it?
D-O what?
T, like technology. D-O-T.
Okay. I see. Okay.
Does anybody else bought Polkadot in Coinbase? I bought it on, I think I bought it on Atomic Wallet. Yeah, so that's another place actually. Yeah.
So if you go to coinmarketcap.com and you can search any coin you want, right? And I know that once you find the coin, you can go at the bottom and it'll say markets, and it'll show you what marketplaces these coins are sold on. So terrific. Yeah, thank you.
So yeah, so any questions based on, I know I said a lot of things. I mean, I'm talking too much. I want to make it a conversation, but it's an amazing time. Literally all this stuff is being created like within weeks of us talking right now. These things have just came out. Quick came out like literally 2 weeks ago.
Quickly review the krill, because I brought that to you because I told you my story on Friday.
Tell everybody your story. Actually, tell everybody your story because this is a big one. This is important. It's important.
Yeah, it was great. This is great because I'm in New York. People in the room probably heard me say this a few times. And it's hard to trade crypto in New York. We've gotten locked down in a bunch of places and a bunch of different ways. The biggest one for me is that I'm part of Chase, and Chase, with a lot of the larger financial institutions in Vegas, has basically blocked any kind of purchasing power that I would have to buy crypto outright. So I can't use the Chase credit card, which is one avenue, and I can't use my Chase debit card. So I was like, well, F that. I found a list that says there's a U.S. list of banks that don't deal with crypto at all. So I was like, well, that's easy enough. I'll just go to one of my local branches here where I live. So first bank I walk into, I start talking to the guy behind the counter, young kid, maybe like 25, 27. And I'm like, yo, do you have any blockage? Is there any kind of, without actually going outright to say crypto? And I was like, I just need my debit card and to be used for certain purchases. And then I mentioned crypto, and he goes, oh, is that right? What kind of crypto are you dealing in, and what do you want to do? And sure enough, we get into it, and he's like, I use this bank debit card for all of my crypto purchases. I'm like, say what? And he just goes into a conversation with me and mentions all the coins that we're talking about. And there's a big back and forth. And I'm like, well, this is a sign. The first bank I walk into, the teller just happens to be in the space. And I was like, all right, well, sign me up. Like, right then and there. I was like, let's do this.
Which bank? Can you say the bank? I want to know what bank you're.
I go back to him, and I go, so what are you watching these days? And he mentions Krill. And he tells me about the Poly Whale Network and what it's doing. And I was like, get out of here. And I was like, is that like Matic? He's like, it's just like Matic. It just launched. Start digging into it because it's going to be huge. And he's a financial guy, so he was telling me what he was doing with it. And then I immediately texted Miguel. I was like, you'll never believe what just happened. And then when I texted you, Krill, you're like, oh, I was already studying too. So I was like, yo, what's the odds of this happening in such a small time frame? So now I'm with this little bank. So hopefully.
What bank? What bank? Tell us what bank. Go on.
Oh, Investors Bank. Investors Bank.
Investors Bank. I'm gonna check that out right now as we talk.
The name says it itself. That's why I walked in there. It's up the block from my house. So I was like, yo,
nice.
Bank, I want to be an investor. Points to the right direction. And then when I spoke to that dude, again, just another positive sign that I was in the right place to do this. So, you know, kind of happy. And again, when I talked to you, you were like, yo, I know about that coin. I'm looking into it. I was like, yo, even better. Like the signs kind of aligned to be invested in Krill. So once this account gets a little more beefier, I'm going to start putting the money into Krill and trying to figure out what this debit card can be used for. You know?
The thing though, go ahead.
What were some of the obstacles you had with Chase? Because I know I go on Coinbase and I go to make buys, and it'll like 10 times in a row, it'll send me alerts like that the funds aren't available, but I know the money is in my account. So it's like Chase is just not cooperating.
Oh yeah, Chase knows the game. The jig is up, man. When people understand that you can do this, literally there's 7 billion customers now that will want to do this, and Chase is trying to hold it off. I'm telling you, like me and Paco know a guy who's trying to put 100,000 the other day. He couldn't. His bank wouldn't let him. It was Chase, and I'm like, I don't know.
Miguel, please don't use that phrase. The jig is up. And that's when they used to put us on a tree and they used to hang us from a tree.
Oh.
People used to say the whatever it is up. Don't use that phrase.
All right, got it. I never know that. I didn't even know that. All right, so basically the idea is these banks are slowing down the process.
Yeah, I wanted to find out from Omar what his obstacles were.
Well, so there's two right now that I'm also trying to figure out that I have with Coinbase. The first one is Chase let me make a few purchases, and then I connected my Bank of America bank account, and I was able to make purchases with Bank of America account. Now Chase is saying that I'm not allowed to make any more purchases. Now, I don't believe I came close to hitting any type of cap with Coinbase, but neither bank account is being registered. Like, I have $0 to use to make any purchases, which I don't like. They gave me my debit card, and is like a $10 purchase. I'm like, well, what am I buying with $10? That's nothing. So I have I've emailed Coinbase on 2 occasions, and I'm waiting for them. And the only thing they're saying is that they want to increase my my limit, my purchasing limit. But I'm like, I don't think I made that many purchases, so I don't know if this is like you're saying, or that I'm hinting at that either Chase is not allowing me to go into Coinbase, but also Bank of America is not allowing me to go into Coinbase.
Yeah, I think. Okay, so I have a $35,000 a day purchasing limit on Coinbase.
Is it a day or is it a week? Because I remember it being a week or a month. That 35.
I believe mine is daily. I'm gonna look right now. I'm pulling it up, but this is the problem. I don't think it's I think what it is that Chase is not directly telling me that they won't allow the purchases, because then they will. Like sometimes then it'll go through. But I'll literally get email alerts like as I'm trying to make the purchases that didn't go through, and then 5 hours later I try again and it goes through. And I'm like, what is that? So I think like Chase is just putting something in the system to agitate it, but I don't think legally they're allowed to declare that they won't allow me to make that purchase.
When I was on the phone with my Chase guys, both credit card department and the debit department both said we don't allow that. They just straight out told me.
Yeah. So my bank, I have a community bank in the Bronx, and I was doing it, and it was blocking me. So I went in, but luckily it's a community bank where they know me, and the CEO has worked in the community, so he's seen me. So he's like, "Hey, Miguel, there's laws against this," and I'm like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "Well, cryptocurrency is a volatile asset," and I'm like, "But it's my money." He's like, "Look, I know you do tech, so I'm gonna allow it, but just understand that you can't do stuff like this." And I'm like, "What, buy cryptocurrency?" And he's like, "Well, there's laws, and I have to answer to someone too as a bank." And I'm like, "Seriously?" I'm like, "This is normal though." I would think Coinbase is just an app. So, and then he had to like literally open up my limits.
No, because what you're doing actually is like what I did with the Matic, right? I bought on Coinbase. Here's the other problem with Coinbase that I'm not liking is that I buy, say, a new position, say, for instance, like Cardano. The first positions I bought were Cardano and Matic, right? And then I had to wait 6 days for me to be able to do anything with those positions.
Yes.
Now that I have Cardano, I was able to buy some Cardano last week to move it over to convert into, I forgot what I did. But it's irrelevant because if I had a new position, say I want to buy Aave, if I didn't have Aave existing in my Coinbase account, it would make me wait 6 days or 7 days before I can do any kind of transactions. And what they're doing is, I think they're throttling the transaction because if I move it off of Coinbase, put it in my MetaMask wallet, and then poof, I shoot out into the ether, it's gone. They're no longer holding it, and I think that's what
Yeah.
the regulations are. They don't want you just moving your coins off of this centralized exchange into decentralized exchanges to do what we're doing.
Yep.
Krill, because Krill is basically going to subvert the banking system.
1,000%.
All of our currency collect interest for us, then why do we want to keep it in a bank?
Yep. And even Coinbase though.
These roads are being blocked in certain manners that aren't allowing us to freely move between exchanges. So the guy at the bank, I'm going to go back to this kid. He had a different route of the way he moves his money around, and it's basically like ADA to Atomic, and then he also does ETH to MetaMask, and then goes to Uniswap. And he had a different way too, because he was using other coins. I forgot which one. XLM was another one he was using because there's no fees. But again, people are just trying to figure out the easiest way to move stuff off these centralized exchanges like Coinbase and move them into KuCoin, which I'm on. And that kind of worked for me a little bit. But since now I can't get anything off of my Coinbase, I'm having a hard time buying new positions. And that's where I'm kind of stuck at the moment.
So Chase Manhattan Bank, where I bank, is allowing me to make purchases. I suspect, I'm asking you guys, I suspect that I've kept it under 2,000, my total withdrawal. They probably haven't picked me up, but if I start doing what I intend to do, put thousands of dollars, that's where you're saying they will stop me?
Well, Paco, it's so interesting because I'm looking now at my limits and features in Coinbase, and my bank transfers are reduced now. Omar, you're right. It's so great. I'm down to 0 a day. So they're not even acknowledging my Chase that's on file, but they're giving me PayPal withdrawals up to $25,000 a day.
Yeah, I got that PayPal one too. I'm like, what am I So that means I have to go from a Chase, put in my PayPal account, and from my PayPal account go to Coinbase.
Yeah, but wire transfers are no limit, so I don't know if that's helpful. But I'm literally just seeing this right now at zero when it used to be 35,000 a day, and now it's zero a day.
Right.
That's crazy. Like they literally, but no alert from Chase to say a vendor of mine is no longer. I'm not allowed to interact with them through Chase. Like Chase hasn't even acknowledged it. They just.
You might need to go into Chase. Like literally, this is what I told the guy I was trying to put 100,000 in. I said you're gonna have to go sit there and be like, why can't I do this with my money? Like explain this to me. Oh, another thing is there's another app called Gemini.
Look, Bank of America doesn't do it. JP Morgan doesn't allow it. Citigroup doesn't do it. PNC, Wells Fargo, and Discovery, which I have a Discover card, they don't allow it. So like the biggest banking institution that you probably want to do business with because they're legit and they, safe haven to have your finances in, don't allow you to move into this new area because you're basically going to be taking your money out of that bank account, putting it into crypto, probably creating either interest for yourself or creating more of a financial stable than they can offer. So why would they want to jeopardize that?
They're trying to stop the competition.
This is giving us the ability now to have to be our own bank.
Our own bank.
They are not ready for someone to turn the lights on and watch all these roaches start running because it's pretty intense. I'm actually tripping because I put a few thousand in USDC just to see the rhythm of it, to get comfortable to really dump the majority of my Chase money in.
Oh, yeah, Fresh, we were just talking about that. So they stopped you from being able to do it. Wow.
So that's the road that a lot of people have said, what you just described as being the correct way. You want to put your money into USDT because it's a stable coin.
USDC, C. C is better than T.
Sorry, yes. And then you can keep it on another exchange. So what I was going to do, which fucking pisses me off, was put it into USDC, right? And then move it onto KuCoin and keep it there so when an opportunity that I liked arrived, I can just quickly make the trade on KuCoin. But now again, I can't even buy USDC because it's just like I'm throttled right now. I can't make any more purchases. So I'm even on Gemini, and Gemini doesn't really have any coins. I mean, I can't even.
Well, now Matic is there. They have different coins, but they don't have as many as Coinbase.
They don't. And Gemini is also acting funny in the last 3 days. So if I sign in on Chrome, I have my correct password. It won't let me sign in. When I open up an incognito window, I can sign in. So
wow.
I'm getting a little bit worried about my Gemini account at the moment because Gemini, I don't know if it's allowed in New York yet or not. I'm not 100%.
So I have used Gemini when I was really I started moving all my 401k out of these stocks, and that's when the bank owner was like, well, you have to really like explain how you're bringing this money. I'm like, it's 401k money from a different bank. But he's like, yeah, there's just rules, right? You can't just come in with money and, there's all these, tax laws and shit, right? So that's when I started using Coinbase and Gemini because one, it was either the bank blocking me or the app blocking me. So I was trying to test both. And sometimes Gemini would let the money go through and Coinbase wouldn't, and vice versa. But I was really only buying Bitcoin and Ethereum back then. So I was like, all right, I'll just use both of them and see which one will work and which one wouldn't. But there's two big things that you got to understand. They don't take the money out instantly. So like if you can what? Say it again.
No, that's what I was saying, dude. If you put a new stake into Gemini or Coinbase, there's like a 6-day waiting period.
So yeah. They take it in. And then you think, like what happened to me was I overdrew because I thought I still had the money, but it just hadn't come out yet from Gemini. And I'm like, oh, I got more money there because I was trying to put it in as they let me. And I overdrew because I just couldn't figure out the timing. But like you said, once it gets into Gemini or Coinbase, it takes a few days, 7 days, up to 7 days before you can send it out and start doing your own bank stuff.
Bro. And by that time, like, opportunities are coming and going.
Yep.
So, like, I found this out the hard way because on Thursday night, I was going to transfer money out of Coinbase, make a quick new purchase of Cardano, move that over into my KuCoin, and then make a quick purchase because there are things in the red that I want to get. And then what happens Friday morning? They're back in the green. What happens Saturday? They're even further in the green because Bitcoin made that jump. So I'm like, these motherfuckers, like, you lose, now in your mind, you're like, yo, I'm losing hundreds of dollars.
So this is the real trick. The real trick is to get USDC, have as much USDC, and move it out as soon as you can. So like if you put in however much over that time, just keep sending USDT to whatever exchange you want to use. So right now, Omar, you brought up KuCoin. I'm more staying MetaMask, Uniswap, but I'm mostly doing everything on layer 2 Matic because the fees are way less and it's just better right now. I think the opportunity. So that's what I'm doing. And USDC.
The only thing that reels at this little topic back though, Miguel, is we have to be clear about the ramifications of having your money in USDC. Is it FDIC insured? Up to what amount? Like,
yeah. So I Googled that.
Protection that you know about. You can't just like, and that's why I was being a little cautious. They put a couple thousand in, and I want to dump a lot, but I'm like, let me see what this thing is.
So I did the research after you asked me that, Fresh, and I mean I still got to double triple check, but I saw that it said it's up to 250,000 FDIC insured on Coinbase. So if you have it on Coinbase, they'll insure it up to 250,000. That's what I saw online. What that means is you can keep it there and not worry. You'll get your money back if there's any ever problem. The thing is, though, when you move it out of Coinbase, all that FDIC insurance is gone because it's decentralized, right? But the only real way to lose it then is if somebody steals it because you gave them your codes or you sent it to a wrong address. Because there's no like customer service line when you're in the matrix, you know? So that's where you got to really get smart about keeping separate wallets and make sure you don't have everything in one wallet. And you're doing stuff that, you know, you just make sure you ask people like me that know, should I do this? Because sometimes you could be sending stuff to I almost did some dumb thing. Actually, I'll give you, and luckily I got pros that I could ask. When I created my MetaMask wallet, this is funny. Somebody told me this, and I was like, hold up, I'll try it. So when I created my MetaMask wallet, I noticed that there was a coin that was giving away 90,000 coins for nothing. So when I looked, I did it, and it said those coins were worth $2,000. So I was like, hold on. Did I just make $2,000 out of air? So I said, wait a minute. That means every wallet I open, I can make $2,000. I'm about to open up 100,000 wallets, right? So I started asking. I asked one of my friends, and he's like, whoa, that's a trap. That's a liquidity trap. What that means is they do that, they open that up, and when you put the money in to access those coins, they just take it. So you got to watch out for all this. Everything good, there's going to come bad. So you got to watch what you do in this space.
Andrew, your mic is like muted.
You're gonna say,
Yeah, I have a question.
Go ahead.
Does anybody have a good way of? I hear about a lot of money moving around. You know, we're switching from moving money from Chase to USDC. You know, from one exchange to another. Does anybody have a good way of managing transaction fees of all of this?
You like knowing what you've paid, or what do you mean?
Yeah, knowing what you've paid versus the return minus the capital gains taxes that you're going to end up paying.
So
on each of these exchanges, there is a tax report feature. On KuCoin, there's one. There's also one on Coinbase.
but when you go into the matrix, there's not.
No, and on KuCoin, like they let you, like, you know, if you're curious about that, there are buttons that will say, you know, tax reports, and then also gains reports as well. But the best way to do it is, you know, take your positions, and I put it into CoinMarketCap or CoinGecko, and you can create a portfolio for yourself, and then you can see what transactions you made and how much it's increased or decreased.
So I have seen stuff that'll tell you how much gas fee you have spent. So like, I forget the website. I think it's Gas Station. I'll find it and I'll send you guys. I'll put it somewhere. There's a way to know how much gas fee you have paid in that wallet. But there's another big thing that you got to understand. With Etherscan.io, you can literally see every transaction. You can see how much you paid, how much gas fee it was, how many coins you got. And you can manage it that way too. But it's a little bit complicated when you start going crazy. But
you can also go to Block. You can also put your stuff on Blockfolio, and then in Blockfolio you can create your portfolio of coins you purchased, and then in that, when you start setting up, like say you bought 100 of Cardano and you paid, you know, $3 for that purchase, you can put that into Blockfolio, and then it'll minus that fee, and then
then show you what your actual principal amount is, and then if you've gone up or down. So
you can do that, I think, on CoinGecko too. I kind of, I keep, yeah. Yeah. So that's kind of what I do. I make a CoinGecko account. I don't do it like you just did it, where I kind of like, you could do it down to the cent, like how much you paid in fees, how much you paid for the coin, how many coins you bought. I just want to know how many coins I have and what's the current value of it. But if you really want to get, and I know people that do it the way Omar is saying, where they're super, I want to know how much I paid and how much I made. I don't look at it that way right now. Maybe one day I will. But there's a way to look at all your gas fees. And when you go to any of these networks, they're all public ledgers. So you can go in and see every transaction, what you paid for, and what's the fee. So yeah, I mean, it's work, but there's also there's a way of taking your wallet and putting it, I think it's called crypto tax, and it'll tell you how much tax you owe. I had the link somewhere too. It's, again, I'm gonna have all this in the course thing, but like right now, it's hard for me to find it. But there's a way to put your wallet into this software, and it'll tell you how much tax you owe. Because, like Andrew is saying, every time you buy one of these coins, it's a a deduction. But when you sell them, anytime you sell them, so if you go to sell Bitcoin for Ethereum or Ethereum for Matic, you got to pay capital gains tax for that if you made money. If you didn't, you didn't.
That's true. So what I was doing, because there's all short-term investments, so the process that I did last week with Cardano was I had Cardano ready in Coinbase. I said I want to put more, $200 more. So I bought $200 more for the current price of Cardano. Then I immediately took that off of Coinbase, put it in KuCoin, and sold it for almost exactly the same amount that I paid for. So I'm trying to keep it as close to 1-to-1. There's no capital gains tax, or there's no loss.
Sure.
So that's one way you can try to finagle the, capital gains tax for doing a short sell.
The capital gains tax only comes into play when we're converting back to U.S. dollars, right?
No, actually, I've heard that it's every transaction.
We don't know yet.
Yeah, we don't know.
We don't know what Coinbase is tracking and what they're going to start reporting on, because it's a centralized exchange right now, and they're tracking how much I paid for X amount of coins on what date and what the price was. And I don't know if they're going to track what the price was when I took it off of Coinbase, which is my worry,
And so, Coinbase doesn't have like white paper on that or customer service to call and like try to get all the details? Are they just not there yet?
No, man, it's all freaking email, which is what this is up. Because even that email that's going to why my daily limit is down, it's a 2 to 3 business day turnaround. I'm like, dude, supposed to be in cryptoverse. Like, why is it a business day turnaround? Like, come on.
It's crazy. Uber's got customer support from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Okay, well, even worse is Chase. If you call them on the weekend, there is no weekend Chase customer service.
That's
like,
why.
That's why. A company like that they're like avoiding us.
Yeah.
And I don't just mean us crypto people. I'm talking about like
any customer.
They're freaking out right now.
Yeah, I mean that's why this is inevitable. The faster you get in this game, the better, because all this stuff we're learning, we're talking about, we're in the game though. I'm losing money. I'm trying things. I'm making money. I'm losing money. I'm paying extra taxes, but taxes on money I didn't have. Like literally, I was telling somebody this the other day. Before I started doing all this, I was just holding Bitcoin and Ethereum in Coinbase, hoping that it would go up, right? So let's say I had Ethereum when it was $5,000 and I bought $500 worth. Over time, it goes to $1,000 and I just sit there and watch it. But then I started taking it out and borrowing against it and getting to all these other coins. And now my collateral is less than the value of the coins I borrowed for. What that means is I used the cryptocurrency that would have just been sitting in Coinbase, hoping it grew, and it did grow, but I doubled that money in like a few months. Like I literally started learning this like 2 months ago. And now the value of the collateral is less than the value of the coins I used to buy. Of course, that's day to day, right? Some days it's like whoop, some days it's like whoop. But just learning this is valuable in my opinion. And at any point you're figuring stuff of this like this out, you're going to be ahead of the whole world. We're talking about less than 5% of the whole world owns any cryptocurrency. the percentage of people doing what I'm doing and what we're trying to do with trading and borrowing, it has to be like 1% of people that own cryptocurrency.
Bro, that text was I sent you on Friday again. Like that kid at the bank, the teller at the bank, he's literally the first person in real life that I ever had a crypto conversation with outside of any group in Clubhouse that deal with it on a daily basis. Like literally the first human being that I had a legit conversation with. So that shows a small percentage of people who are in it. And even when I tell like my other friends who are like in stocks, they still don't want to touch it. They're like, nah, I'm good. Like,
yeah. That's dangerous though. That's dangerous. That's where I don't do that anymore. I was like that too. But imagine missing an opportunity because you feel like, oh, that's not right. So when I went to the bank and I told you that I went to my bank, I started telling the tellers the same thing. I said, look, you know what I do because they know me from the community. I said, look, I'm warning you right now that this is going to jeopardize your job. This is the automation of the banking system, and you need to understand it because these guys that own the bank, they're going to be good, but you're going to lose your job because there's going to be less people. I'm not saying it's happening in 1 year, 5 year, 10 years, who knows? But this industry is being disrupted. I'm telling you, Uber's being created, and you're a cab company. So you need to understand as a cabbie, you are going to be screwed if you don't understand Uber, right? And that's pretty much what's happening with this. For us too, right? The people in now, I'm showing you Krill. Krill is a week old, and I have been studying it. Omar brought it to me. The interest rates are thousands of %. You're never going to, this is not going to last. It's not going to stay like that for 20 years. It's going to happen right now for a certain amount of time. So if we could take advantage, we can make a lot of money, and then it's going to settle down for everybody else.
Right. Now, I got a quick question. So, like here, so I found the pathway that this kid, the investors bank, was doing it. He heavy stocks, lump sums on Coinbase to keep it there, right? Because he knows about that 6-day holding period, and so he keeps as much as he can on there. So when he needs to make the move, he can quickly withdraw.
So he puts USDC in there, right? He just puts as much USDC?
Yes, he had USDC and he had Cardano as well.
Okay.
And what he does is he takes Matic, and then he goes from Coinbase, converts to ETH on his MetaMask, and then puts in a quick swap. Has anyone worked with quick swap?
Yep, QuickSwap is the one I was saying early on. I saw it was the Uniswap of the Matic network, and the market cap was really low. So I bought one QuickSwap coin was $150. I borrowed to do that off my Matic. Now that one coin is worth $1,000 a coin. In like 2 weeks, this happened 2 weeks, because again I was early. I was looking at everything that was around Matic, and I was like, everything around Matic is gonna grow when people realize you don't pay the gas fee or very little. So I started buying stuff. QuickSwap was $150. Now it's $1,000.
No. What's the function of it?
It's like Uniswap. You know Uniswap. So you swap a coin for another. You convert a coin to another. But it's in the Matic network, so the fees are like nothing. Versus QuickSwap, every time you try to do it, it's like $20, $40. On Matic, it's like 0.001 Matic, which Matic is like 80 cents. So that's like 0.008 cents. It's crazy. So I know we're saying a lot of stuff. I know there may be people who are dizzy right now. There may be people who have questions. If you have questions, hit me up. If not, I am creating. I got Fresh taking it right now. I gave her the breakdown of how to do this, how to get on Matic without me walking her through it, because I'm trying to make a course that I just give people free so they can get on this, because it's such a huge opportunity. But at the same time, we are making a group where we meet up twice a month. That will be a paid group where we help people make as much money as possible using all this crazy stuff. So that will be available shortly too. But right now, I just want to get as many people in this game. If you're willing to look around and play around, risk a few bucks, you may make a few bucks, right? I'm not saying put your life savings in it. And I haven't done that. Like, I took my 401k and I put it mostly in Ethereum. I believe Ethereum is going to explode. So I said I'd rather have my money in Ethereum than stocks in Citibank, where some stockbroker is not growing my money at all, it felt like, versus putting my money in Ethereum. And Ethereum grew $1,000 a coin since I did that. Actually more, like $1,200 a coin since I did that. So, and then I was able to borrow off of that Ethereum to buy Matic. And then I was able to borrow off the Matic to buy QuickSwap, to buy Krill. Think about that. That's what I did to double the money. I would have just had it in Coinbase sitting there doing nothing. But I doubled it. So I doubled my future retirement fund versus leaving it in Citigroup, literally doubling every 15 years maybe, which it didn't. So that's where we are. But it's not going to last forever. So the sooner you can get in here, start understanding this stuff, the more money you will make. So there's no final questions. Anybody any questions? Milan, you got any ideas, any thoughts on any of this? Milan may not be around. How about you, George? What do you do? Milan, go ahead.
Are you guys using Binance? I heard a lot of Coinbase stuff, but I didn't hear anybody say Binance.
So I can't use Binance because I'm in New York City. Yeah.
I am too, but VPN Canada.
So this is what I heard though. I haven't done that because they say if they catch the VPN, they'll lock your account.
Yes. I heard that from multiple rooms already. So, Milan, good luck with that. I mean, it's tricky because one of the guys said the quickest way that they find that you're using a VPN is if you accidentally shut it off and then log into one of the accounts while it's off, and then it's like it pings that computer, and you're like, oh, he was in Egypt 5 minutes ago, now he's in New York. Oh, I guess he's using a VPN, and then immediately locks up the account.
And you can't get back in. That's what I heard multiple.
Yeah, I understand that. I mean, I don't, it's kind of like giving a browser its own dedicated VPN, and that's it. You know what I mean? And then
So you do it on Tor or you do it on your phone?
I don't use my phone for anything.
Yeah, okay.
Rarely anything. Just because the phone is easy to hack into.
Yeah. So, okay, all right, Angelique, I need to learn how to borrow off my Bitcoin. So, this is another coin that actually, I'm glad she said this. This coin, I think, will 1000x. This is I'm going to come back to this in 10 years and tell you, hey, I called this. This is the first version of decentralized finance that I saw that uses Bitcoin instead of Ethereum. It's called Badger DAO. I'm going to show you guys really quickly. The market cap is like very low. And if it gets anywhere near any of the other things that do what it does, it will 1000x. So here, I'm going to check right now. I'm going to show you. All right. So now for fun, I just study coins because it's amazing times. All right. So wait, let me pull up on my screen. And that one I bought on Uniswap. So I had to pay that high gas fee. But I said, hey, if I'm right about this, $1,000 could turn into $1 million one day. And I borrowed off my Ethereum, which is way up now. Anyway, it's not like I had to use my own money. So, works out. Okay. Hold on. CoinGecko. All right, let me share my screen now. So on CoinGecko, anytime you hear about a coin, that's where I start. I go and I look at, and actually, Jeff, you were just asking me about this in the text message. The first place I look is the market cap, right? So I say, okay, let's get Badger DAO. Badger DAO, right? So you see it's $36. So some people may be like, oh, that's a lot. But then you see the market cap is 300 million, right? That's not nothing, but it's nothing in Bitcoin world, in crypto world, right? So then I look at how it's been doing, right? So it came up to $83. It's $36. So if it even gets back to the current high, I double the money by itself. But then I look and I say, okay, what does it do? And it pretty much does. Oh, okay, I can't show you here. But basically what you do is you stake Bitcoin on it and you make interest, and you could do decentralized finance using your Bitcoin. So I said, all right, that's pretty interesting. Let me see what other things do that and what their market caps are. So those are Compound Finance. So if you look at Compound,
Bitcoin on Compound?
you could do that. You could do it with Bitcoin too, but you can't do it with actual Bitcoin. You need to wrap the Bitcoin.
No. Where are you doing it? On Compound?
Right now? What do you mean?
When you said you're barred against your Bitcoin, where are you?
Yeah, Compound Finance. Yep, Compound Finance. Bitcoin, Ethereum. It does a few. I can show you a few actually. Hold on, I'll show you right now. So it will let you borrow. It lets you borrow Bitcoin. Bitcoin. Why is it? Oh, because I'm on the Matic network. So here's a thing. So you watching. You gotta switch from your Ethereum network to your Matic web network and back and forth. And what Milan was just talking about was Binance has its own network too. So all right, now I'm in the Ethereum network, so it's gonna show me. All right, so basic attention token. This is the Brave browser, which is one of the most popular browsers for people that do this. They give you coins by using the browser, which is interesting. You can borrow against that. You could borrow against Compound Coin, which is good. Uniswap, you can borrow against USDC. And then you see right here, it says the interest rates. So basically, when you put it in as collateral, they give you interest for doing that. And then when you borrow, this is the APR you're going to pay, or APY you're going to pay per year. So you can put Wrap Bitcoin, Ethereum, USDC, Uniswap, basic attention. So that's the only thing you can do on Compound. On Aave, you can do the same things on Aave on the Ethereum network. But what's cool about Aave is it also has a Matic network. So if you look, this is $10 billion right now being borrowed on Aave on the Ethereum network. And here's all the coins you can borrow off of. They're all listed here, right? There's a lot more on here than, Engine. I didn't know that. Decentraland, Mana, right? So there's a lot more. Then if you go to the Polygon network, look, this number is 10 billion. Oh, actually, is that 10 trillion? I think it's 10 trillion. Whoa. If you look at Matic is already at 2 trillion. Whoa. When I first looked at this, it was 800 million. Now it's 2 trillion. That's freaking crazy. It's been 2 weeks. It's been 2 weeks. And all of this stuff is exploding 2 weeks in. Maybe 3 the most. So those are the two places. You could do it on the Ethereum network or you could do it on the Matic network, right? So Matic network, the gas fee is way less. Every time you do something on the Compound Finance on the Ethereum network, you're paying $20, $40, $100 gas fee, right? So what I did, I looked at Compound Finance, going back to me understanding what is the opportunity. I look at the Comp coin. It's $837. So you're like, oh, that's too high. But look at the market cap. It's $4 billion only, right? Matic is worth more than, the market cap of Matic is already worth more than Compound Finance. Then I'm going to show you Aave. Aave is 6 billion market cap. So if Badger DAO ends up being at even 4 billion from 200 million, that's a big multiple. And it literally is brand new. So that's how I look at these. I look at the lowest market cap, how new it is, and what it does. But then I look up the team, I look up the problem and vision. This is where my understanding of startups helps. But telling you, all of this stuff is a huge, huge opportunity. Spend the time to understand it. You're going to kick yourself. Every day, they're giving away free Matic on Aave. That's another big thing. So here, if you put USDC and you borrow against your USDC in Aave on the Matic network, they give you free Matic. Every day I'm getting free Matic just by having my money in here. And I know people getting 50 Matic a day doing this. Of course, they have a lot more money in Matic than I do, but they were in it when it was 5 cents. The earlier you get in, the more money you make. We're still very early. You're not going to make as much as the people I'm telling about. You probably won't make as much as me, but you'll make more than everybody else because you're getting in now. And I'm talking about, I've been in Matic maybe a month. So I'm not talking about like I've been in it 10 years like Bitcoin. Literally, I'm a month ahead of you, and these interest rates are incredible, right? It's not that far ahead. You can jump in and still get there fast. So I know I've been talking a lot. Any questions from anyone? Yeah, I just want to make sure everybody understands. Has any questions? If anything I said, I can answer.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm still trying to figure out the correlation that you're making between market caps and outstanding coins, because I see everybody talks about market caps for certain tokens, right? And so now you're making it in a way
be paying attention to a larger market cap with a smaller price tag, or a larger market cap with a smaller price tag per coin, or a larger per coin cost and a larger market cap?
So this is why I knew Quick would do okay. I didn't think it would jump that fast. So Quick, again, I'm gonna show my screen so you can see what I saw. Again, that takes so much time to. I gotta get my Windows set up better. All right, here it is. So when I look at Quick, when I first saw Quick, I went and I saw that the market cap was low because it literally came out that week. So I'm like, of course, I caught it early. The market cap was, damn, I forgot what it was right now. But let's look at the market cap right now. The market cap right now is 170 million. I believe it was under 100 million when I saw it. Pretty sure. It must have been because I already 10x'd. So it had to be at least 10.
Now, when you're seeing the market cap grow, you're basically saying that because money's now coming into this particular coin.
Exactly.
Like it's not starting right.
But the reason I knew it would kind of explode if I was right was look at the max supply of coins. There's only 1 million coins. That means this coin could still probably 10x. Because remember, look at all the stuff I showed you. Uniswap, which QuickSwap is an exact copy of, Uniswap team made this. Uniswap is worth $22 billion right now. QuickSwap is worth 170 million. If it gets to anywhere near 22 billion, that's 2000x. From right now. If you put $100, $1,000, 2000x.
Well, that's the max supply. Now, do we know how many wallets are actually holding QuickSwap?
It's not wallet though, it's an exchange. So you're saying how many are buying it? Yeah, I mean, it says there's a way actually. I don't know how to do that, but
it says it on markets. No, where you
I believe it's the market cap because what it is if you divide the market cap by the amount of circulating coins. So here's another big thing. The circulating coins, there's only 160,000 circulating. So this market cap is divided by the 160,000. That's how they get that number. So as this number grows, the value of that coin will grow. I don't know how often they're going to release more tokens. That's a good question. But still, this just started literally 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, this existed. This didn't exist. And I'll show you how I know that. If you go back. No, okay. It's February it became. But look, when I started looking at it, look, it went up to $1,400 a coin. When I bought it, it was $150. I think it was like mid-April. Look, yeah. So, and then it just started being used because Matic became the layer 2 solution. And then, boom. Right? And look, right now it's 1,000. It was the high before was 500. Now the high was 1,500. And if you've seen this stuff, it keeps like, and the coin supply. So the way I like to see it, I say, okay, the coin supply is limited and the market cap is low. It has a good shot, but it still needs a good team, needs a good problem and vision. It needs some good partnerships. That's how I knew Matic was going crazy because I started to see all the partnerships, and then I heard the founder of Ethereum say, our future is with the layer 2 solution. And I said, wait a minute, Matic is the #1 layer 2 solution. If they really pop it off, it's going to be really hard to catch them. And then I started seeing all these partnerships. And I was like, all right, this is when I started talking about it. I felt really confident talking about it live. Before that, I bought, but I didn't buy a lot. I just said, wait, let me see, $100 here, $100 there. Then when I saw that, I said, all right, I'm going to borrow off my Ethereum and Bitcoin and go heavy in that. And that paid off. That bet paid off. And now I'm doing the same thing within the Matic network. Quick, Krill. Krill is big too. Because if you look at Krill in that analysis, Krill literally launched this week, Monday, right? So if you look at Krill, Monday, April 26th, right? It went up to $237. It went back down to $63. But they're giving, if you do all the stuff I showed you early on in the video, they're giving a Krill a day or more. As much money you put in, they'll give you more. So if Krill ever gets back to $230, That means they're giving out $230 a day. Right now, at the current level I'm at. Can you imagine if you're putting millions of dollars, thousands of dollars in here? You can make a lot of money. It's really, really crazy. But again, it's a lot to understand, a lot to figure out. So I know there's a journey, but everybody just got to start their journey. Just start it. And of course, people text me all day long. I'm in like 1,000 WhatsApp groups. I got a group we meet every 2 weeks. That's a paid group though. If you're interested, I'll let you know about that one too. But I'm here. If you know me, you know me. You know I'll answer any question. Any other questions? All right, I know there's some questions on the YouTube. Let me make sure I'm answering the people on the YouTube. All right, so what's the best again with the lower gas fees? The lower gas fee is on Matic. Ethereum, it got lower on Ethereum, but the average gas fee now is about $20 to $50. That means every time you do something, you got to pay that. So it doesn't make sense to put $100 in a coin if you got to pay $50 in the gas fee. That's why I could play around more on Matic, try things, because all of this stuff I'm telling you I'm trying, it's literally not even costing me 1 penny to try it. So if I mess up, I can just take it out really quick. But on the Ethereum side, every time you make a decision, it's $20 to $50. That can get expensive. You do 10 transactions, that's $500. I'm doing 20, 30 transactions in minutes on Matic, and it's not even costing me a penny. That's the difference of the layer 2 solution. And it's pretty crazy time. I highly suggest everybody jump in. All right. Want to become famous? I'm getting spam. That means I'm blowing up. It's people spamming me. Also in the comments. So now that I'm talking about cryptocurrency, the AI bots, they're going ham on my content and they're scamming people. Not a lot on mine because I'm not like I'm getting millions of views, but I see it in other channels. There's bots that can really scam you. Don't believe anything in those comments in any channel you watch on YouTube about cryptocurrency. And again, I'm not your financial advisor. All this stuff is not financial. I'm telling you what I'm doing. I'm not telling you to do it. SEC regulation. Okay, I got 4 people in. So people are just getting people in Matic because Matic is just a good place to do this with. But I would say this is a big thing I would tell anybody. Don't spend your Bitcoin, your Ethereum, your Matic. Borrow against it if you want to use it. Never spend it. So that's just another big thing. So you were going to say something, George?
Yeah, hey, how you doing, Miguel?
How you doing, George?
Yeah, good, man. I'm completely new to all this, so I'm learning a lot from listening to what you're saying.
Thank you.
I got a question about, my friend sent me this app called Pi, which it's you mine it on your phone. It's crypto, so I'm completely new to crypto. Don't know if you have any insight onto Pi, whether that's
So I've heard about it, but I haven't looked into it, so I can't really tell you. But in Clubhouse, I've only heard negatives about it. But I haven't looked into it myself. But I don't know. I mean, but again, it depends on what room you are in Clubhouse. There's people who only believe in Bitcoin. They're called Bitcoin maximalists. They believe everything else is bullshit. It won't work. Only Bitcoin will work. Who knows if they're right? I don't know if they're right. I still own Bitcoin too, but I am making more of a bet that they're wrong. So what I'm saying is that these other coins are not just currency. They're ideas that have validity, and you can buy them and make money. These people believe everything is a coin, and it's either the cash, the money of the future, or it's shit. They literally call it shit coins, right? So I was in a room with Bitcoin maximalists when somebody brought this up, and they were like, oh, get those shit coins out of here. So I don't know. I haven't done the homework. I'm not sure. But I would tell you, here's how you do the homework. Look up the team. First thing, if there's not a public team, be a little bit weary about it. First. Second thing, ask if anybody you know is doing it, right? That's one way. See what their experience is. YouTube it. YouTube is a great resource. People are telling you the goods, the bads. And then ultimately, if you really think it's worth it, put a couple bucks and try it. I'm not saying put your life savings, but I didn't hear good things in that room. But again, that room was tainted. Anybody else hear about that? No? All right. Yeah, I can't tell you anything so far, George, but maybe I'll do some homework on it eventually. No problem, no problem. So borrowing from my 401k was something I was definitely thinking about. So you know what's funny? Somebody asked me this yesterday. They were like, I can borrow off of my retirement and they're willing to give me 4% loan. Do you believe I should take that loan and buy cryptocurrency and do some of the stuff you're doing? And I told this person, it's risky, but I can't see a way that you don't make more than 4% a year doing this. I cannot see that happening. But it is risky. It's up to that person to take that risk. And of course, they could do everything I said. They could buy Bitcoin, borrow against it, get into these other coins. But all of this could come down 20%, and now you're stuck. But you're not really stuck. Why? This person can borrow the fee every month. You have to pay it every 3 months. So this person can pay it every 3 months off a loan from themselves and hope that Bitcoin goes up, Ethereum goes up, and some of these coins go up. So this is a new interesting way to live. Like if you think about it, what I just said, Krill could possibly be giving people right now $250 a day. And I'm telling you right now, I don't even have $5,000 in Krill right now. So with less than $5,000, I can possibly be making $250 a day. Imagine if you put $10,000, $100,000, and there's people that are definitely going to do that. You could literally pay yourself a salary off the interest of doing this. It's never really been possible before unless you were a bank, and you couldn't be a bank without going through all these hurdles.
Yeah, and that's what the guy at the bank told me. He's like, basically, it's going to undercut banking systems because banks won't be able to adopt as fast. And with everyone doing it, becoming your own banker, you do have the opportunities that only the banks have currently. So, I mean,
I'm going to tell you, and it's going to fuck up the credit card companies too. Look what I just did this week. Because I won so much on Matic, I was about to buy a new iPhone because I wanted to stream on IG Live too. That's the only place I'm not streaming. And I'm like, I need a second phone so I could be on Clubhouse and IG Live. But I was like, you know what? I don't need it. I'm not going to buy it. So I was like, hey, you know what? I could run it on a credit card, 28%. I could pay cash for it, sure. But I'd rather have that cash right now with all these cryptocurrency stuff. I borrowed against my Matic to buy my iPhone. So a lot of people are like, yeah, but it's monopoly money. No, it's not. Already, within the 2 months that I have had Matic, I have bought an iPhone, fixed my brakes on my car, bought tires for my car off borrowing off of my Matic. That's not monopoly money. I'm actually using this to live my life now. And imagine if it gets to the point where I could literally borrow my yearly salary. Think about that. Borrow my yearly salary off myself and pay it back as I make the money. This is like game-changing stuff. And if you're not even just like touching it to see how it works, you're missing out. So I just hope all of this is bringing people in this world. And I think it is. I hear more and more people like, yo, I bought Matic, it's up. I bought Ethereum, it's up. The real thing is, that's the start. Get the asset. It's like buying a home. You could just buy a home and sit on it and wait for it to appreciate. Or you could borrow against that home and buy other homes and rent them out and make an income, right? That's what the rich people do. So you could do that with your cryptocurrency assets. And if you're not doing it, you're missing out. You just are. So I don't know if this is a good place to end it or if there's any other questions. I know I talk a lot. I want to make sure everybody is answered and has all their questions answered.
I got a challenge for everybody.
Yeah.
Let's see by next week who can make the most off $10.
Ooh. All right, but this is the thing. The challenge is hard because not everybody has the access yet. Part of what I got to do is I got to create this video.
Okay, yeah, but part of the challenge, let's say it's hypothetical, right?
Yeah.
You have to record your process with the scientific method, like why you think, you have to have an observation, why you think that this strategy is good. You need to do your research. Here is my...
Oh, you're saying come back with some ideas on how we could grow the money the best in the next few weeks.
Right.
Got it.
Create your hypothesis.
Okay.
Test it. Analyze your data, and then report the conclusions.
See, I'll be honest with you. I feel like I'm doing this, but I don't know how to do what you're saying. Like I just showed you with Krill. I pretty much did that, but I'm not really sure how to do what you're saying.
So, to clarify, this is showing you how to make $10 and maximize it, right?
Yeah.
All right. So, I mean, have you guys heard of pancake swap predictions? Well, who can make the most off of $10? Yeah, I know. That's why I'm mentioning this.
So,
pancake swap prediction.
So is that the whole thing where you can say, I think Joe Biden will do something this week, and you can bet on it?
No. So you're betting on BNB, right? So right now, let's say I'm looking at the screen. If you go on, you can probably show everybody else. It's pancakeswap.finance/prediction.
Right? All right, I'm doing it right now.
What they do is 5-minute intervals, and they have the locked price of what BNB currently is. So let's say right now it's sitting at $622.64, right? And it's going up or down. And you have to pick, is it going to be up or is it going to be down, right? At that locked price. If you choose up and you win, then you'll get, let's say, 2.1% of that payout out of 90 BNB that's in the prize pool.
So it's kind of like gambling on like high. It's like football, right? Like where you're like what do they call it? I don't gamble, but like when you do the Super Bowl over under, is it like that?
Yeah, you're basically just betting on the price. Where you think it's gonna be? You think it's gonna be up from when they had it there, or it's gonna be down?
I'm trying to find it.
That's what's driving the price of BNB up so high because of this. I've watched BNB grow from $500 to $600 in like 2 days.
Okay, I see it. All right, I'm about to share the screen now. I got there. Hold up. Oops, not that one. But all right, put it over there. So you're saying, but you bet on that it was gonna happen, and you made money because you bet on it?
Yeah, like the last two, technically, I just made money on.
So okay, I'm seeing right now. It says, let me make sure people can see what I'm doing.
I bet down on the first one and bet up on the second.
So when you say it says 1.44x payout down, so if you put in $10, you make $24. Is that how it works?
Of whatever you put in, right? So when you say, all right, I want to bet, that's the actual how much of your wallet. Do you want to bet 10%, 25%, 50%, 75%, or 100%?
Well, and this is all. Wow. So you're saying you can only do this on the Binance chain, obviously. So you gotta have BNB. You gotta have BNB, right? Coin.
Yeah, unfortunately.
So this is the problem where I can't really do it unless I do this VPN thing, and I don't really trust myself with the VPN because I'll be on the phone and I'm gonna mess that up. But if you're willing to be riskier than even me, get a VPN. Get a which VPN you use, Milan?
There's a few of them. You can use, I would say like ZenMate or something like that.
ZenMate. All right. Yeah, I mean VPNs. That's a whole nother conversation. But pick a good VPN, maybe one that you pay for. Make sure you keep the same place. If you change that place, you're in jeopardy. So you want to make sure you keep. I know somebody that has a phone that's just dedicated to Sweden, and they do everything on there.
You can finance US, right? It's just New York that we have this problem.
Yeah, New York is the problem. Is if you live in New York and New Jersey too.
Yeah.
So tri-state area is screwed on because of Wall Street pretty much and the banks. So they're gonna hold us down as long as they can to make sure they get a good of a lead they can. But there's ways around it. But right now, the real easiest way, this BNB stuff, I gotta look at it. I gotta spend some more time on that. Cause yeah, I saw BNB when it was low. Now it's $500 a coin. And I'm like, missed that one. But my thing is, again, BNB is centralized. In my opinion, I'd rather support decentralization than centralization. And if you don't know what that means, it means like there's a company that runs it and they can do whatever they want versus it's a community that runs it with decentralization. So decentralization means the coders, the people who buy, everybody's anonymous and they can vote on stuff and they can make stuff happen in a way that centralized companies, it's either the board, the CEO making the decisions. So I don't really like centralization if I can get away from it.
BNB is kind of both, right? It's kind of it's centralized, decentralized exchange. Like they have decentralized tools.
They do?
Like PancakeSwap, PancakeSwap is centralized.
Oh, it is.
BNB owns it. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
But they're smart because they made their coin centralized out of
So it's kind of like it's USDC. It's like a USDC for Binance, the Binance coin. It's their own.
It's their native token.
So when you put money in there, you buying BNB and then you use that to convert.
Yeah, and then you can use that BNB on all of their decentralized tools like PancakeSwap, BakerySwap. They have their own NFT marketplace coming out in June.
So
with Ethereum.
The thing is, I heard that BNB could become higher than Ethereum. Somebody was
I absolutely agree with that.
you think?
Yeah.
So that was where I was like, hey, $500 coin, it's not that bad. If it could surpass Ethereum, that could be a good win too. I don't know.
They would have by now, but they just blocked New York. I think
That's true. You're right. If they didn't block New York, I would definitely be on Binance right now. You're right. You're right. You're right. But New York is small in the grand scheme of the world, and Binance is big around the world though too. So, yeah. So, any other questions from anyone? I want to make sure I answer everybody's questions. Make sure we understand as much as we can to get this crypto money, cryptocurrency Scarface over here.
Hey, Miguel, I have a quick question, and I know this might sound strange, but I'm new to all this. But why is New York blocking so many assets and programs? What's happening with that?
Well, the reason I don't know, but I could just look at the history of New York, right? Think about first Uber. Uber came in, they killed the cab companies. The cab companies didn't react fast enough. They tried. They put legislation, slowed Uber down, but Uber eventually took it. Airbnb then was next. And I literally got caught up in this one because I had an Airbnb in New York, but they caught it early enough that lobby team got in and stopped New York from letting Airbnb dominate it. So they got in and did that. And now with decentralized finance and cryptocurrency, the Wall Street and the banks have lobbied to keep New York away from it because that's where they make their money. So New York has powerful, rich people that can lobby against things. And so does California and all these other places, but they're just a little more progressive when it comes to technology, right? They lobby harder on this technology thing. In New York is where the big old money is, but it comes from finance. It comes from Wall Street. It comes from the banks. So of course they're going to try to slow down the disruption, the automation of their industry. And they are, but they just can't stop it. Just like nobody can stop Uber. Nobody can stop Airbnb. Nobody can stop this. They're just going to slow us down as long as they can, but they can't stop you. So you got to figure out a way around it. Bitcoin is not illegal. Ethereum is not illegal. None of this stuff is illegal. The only thing is you're going to pay taxes, but you only pay taxes on money that you make, right? So if I tell you want to pay 50% on $1 million that you didn't have before, you're going to do that? Hell yeah. So just learn, do it. You only pay taxes on money you make. So I'm going as ham as I can, figuring this stuff out. If I end up making $1 million, I'll pay the tax. I'm good with that.
Great, thank you very much for that.
So, but you're in Florida. Miami's becoming crypto friendly. Like they're inviting companies to go there, set up shop. They're even trying to pay their local community workers and people who work for the city in crypto. So my hope and idea is to create a company in Miami that takes advantage of all of this stuff instead of being in New York and being screwed. And then there's Puerto Rico.
Tampa's got old money too, and they're becoming very friendly over here at Amateur Works, which is where a lot of boats are, and it's very ritzy, and I love being there. So I noticed that as well.
But I think in the laws, Miami's really trying to make laws to attract crypto businesses and people. That's where, and the mayor is really, really on it. He tweets about crypto and all that.
Yeah, the governor too.
Governor. That's maybe what I'm talking about, governor. So that's where, we'll see. Whoever's progressive wins, I think. The people who are on this wave of technology and innovation, they're going to win. And everybody else is going to lose. It's just a matter of how long it takes to lose. That's how I see it.
Miami's not your thing, go to Wyoming.
Wyoming, yeah, if you want to do it. You want to do it.
LLC, so they're all in on crypto.
Yeah, Wyoming, I think.
Even Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico.
The capital gains and taxes in Puerto Rico are like nil. So
Exactly.
I wonder
Exactly.
what's happening over there with it.
Puerto Rico's going the best with it because they're eliminating capital gains and they're trying to get people to move there, and you don't even have to do that much to get that tax break. You got to live there half the year. It's not tough.
But if you like, before the crypto, they were doing a like if you set up an employment shop, what is it, the 2022?
Yeah, but that's the thing where you got to live there half the year.
All of a sudden, you're gaining benefits. So.
Yeah, I actually am. My business is open as an Act 20 in Puerto Rico.
Yep.
Oh wow, Angelique, I would love to offline just get some info from you if you're open to sharing. I'd love to learn about that. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, I'll connect you guys. I think we're in this crazy time. Of course, again, I talk about opportunities in crypto, but there's also this idea of investing early in companies. It's not just crypto. Crypto is just the first place where I think it's exploded and people understand, oh, you can invest in Bitcoin, you can invest in Dogecoin, right? This is happening with regular startups now too. I saw a few startups this week where the valuation, the market cap is really low, but I'm like, whoa, this can be big. And now you don't got to be a multi-millionaire to be able to invest in them. They do an equity crowdfunding, and you can put $100 in something that made 1,000x. Of course, it's risky. So are these coins. People are looking at these coins and saying, oh, I can have my quick come up because Dogecoin gets to $1 from 5 cents or whatever. You got to look at what Dogecoin is, though. Is it a business? Is it an idea that you believe in to do that, right? Because it may take 10 years. That's another big thing I want to make sure people are looking at themselves as investors now, and it's awesome, is that you got a timeline. When venture capitalists invest in a company, the average return is 7 to 10 years. So when you put into this coin and you're like, oh, I might 10x in 6 months, that's not realistic and it's not normal. If it happens, it's happening because we're super early. It's not going to continue happening. But it is possible. Right now, it is possible. And it's possible on these other, small businesses, not small, startups that have low valuations right now. Like you can invest in a company that's worth $1 million right now. And if it gets to be 200 million, you get that return. You get that better return. But again, it works very different. And that's where I'm trying to merge those worlds so people can understand you can do both and you should be doing both. So right now, of course, I'm going heavy on crypto because that's what's trending. But I'm going to start showing you some of these situations because I'm doing it too. $100 here, $200 there. You could be your own venture capitalist. Venture capitalist firms, they get hundreds of millions of dollars and they split it up into hundreds of companies. Maybe not hundreds, maybe 100 companies. And then 10 will become the Coinbases of the world. They lose on the rest. So that's going to happen with us with a lot of this stuff. You got to understand you're going to lose more than you win. But you got to be in it to win it. So on that note, is there any other questions from anyone? Because if not, I'll shut it down and finish this video series to show everybody how to make their own bank as soon as humanly possible. I want you guys, make sure you buy Matic and you buy Ethereum so you're ready for this.
Yeah, Paco jumped off, but I'm going to definitely go through the exercise that you gave me, and I'll report back to everybody here. I don't think I'm going to have time to do that and the $10 challenge, but I'm curious what everybody's going to come up with. I can't wait to see the creativity.
Yeah, man, it's exciting times. And I already know what I would do right this second. But again, I don't want to make it too crazy. I kind of showed you already the krill thing. The krill thing is where it's at. I will be messing with krill. I would make a liquidity pool in krill, and I would stake it on krill. And
you got krill through Uniswap?
No, I got krill on Matic network on QuickSwap.
That's right, QuickSwap. That's right.
Yeah. So yeah, there's Matic and there's Ethereum, and there's Binance Chain too. So this is where it's starting to get really complicated quick. And again, the earlier you get in, the less complicated it is as it grows, right? If you come into a software and you're in software version 30 and there's all these services, but then when you were there from version 1 and you saw all those services come up, it's much easier to understand the next phase. Right now, we're still early, but it's going to get even crazier. And they're calling this summer DeFi summer. What that means is decentralized finance is going to explode this summer. We're early. It's not the summer yet. I'm trying to position you guys to make the most money during the summer that you can. You're going to have to need that MetaMask wallet. You're going to have to need Ethereum. You're going to have Matic. You may want to get some BNB if you can figure out how to get it in New York. If you're not in New York, I would definitely tell you get that. So just start positioning yourself. Make sure you got USDC and Coinbase so you can jump on a coin when it's low. Because if you're trying to buy it that day when it's low and your money's not in there and your bank is messing you up, the opportunity's gone. So I think that's a good place to end it. If anybody has any questions for me, text me. You know me. Put it in the description. The comments. Any final questions? Go Giants. Yeah, there's actually betting apps too coming up, so that's gonna be another thing. Anybody else?
Oh yeah, one last question. What is the difference between what is the difference you've seen between Aave and Compound and Nexo if you use Nexo?
So okay, Aave has more coins that you can borrow against on the Ethereum side. Compound is simpler to understand, in my opinion, and the interest rate looks better to me. I gotta really dig and look, but I think the interest rate on Compound for Ethereum and Bitcoin are better. I'll see, and then I borrow DAI, so I'll see what the comparison is. That I could do that work. That's one. Then on Aave has Matic, even though Compound's about to have Matic too. So that's what I'm telling you. Matic is no joke.
So let me ask you this, because I have a little bit of Bit and a little bit of Ethereum, like you're saying, right? So I would put Bitcoin, a little bit of Bitcoin or some of it, portion of it on Compound, let that start collecting interest, and then at the same time also borrow against it to make other purchases.
Yep, and then you also can put some on Nexo. I do this too. I put some on Nexo, and Nexo just gives you more Bitcoin. Like your interest is in Bitcoin. So by having it on Nexo, they're giving you more Bitcoin. So that's just a little way of me just protecting some of it. Like if I go crazy, I'm trying to make sure I have things in different places. But yeah, so I know people that have a lot in Nexo actually, because Nexo gives like 8%.
You just send off your Bitcoin from Coinbase into these other platforms.
So this is the thing. You can't just send Bitcoin though. You can send Bitcoin straight into Nexo, but you can't send Bitcoin into MetaMask. So what you got to do is you got to convert your Bitcoin into wrapped Bitcoin and send that to MetaMask, and then you put that on Compound Finance. That makes sense? But wrapped Bitcoin, so just in case you don't know what wrapped Bitcoin is, because I didn't know, it's just the same value as Bitcoin, but on the Ethereum network. So now you can do stuff in Ethereum with Bitcoin. That's why I think Badger is interesting, because I think, if I'm right, Badger's going to do what Compound Finance does with just your Bitcoin. You're not going to have to convert it into wrapped Bitcoin. Again, I think that's what it does. I'm not 100% sure, but I keep seeing it in different places. That's another thing, right? I look at the partnerships. It's partnering with a lot of people saying it's the decentralized finance of Bitcoin. And it's a $200 million market cap. Anything in that space is in the billions. Tens of billions. So if it ever reaches there, that's 1,000x. That's my tip of the day. Make you 1,000 times your money today. All right. So if there's not any more questions, I'll end it. Everybody can go watch. Peter, do you have any questions?
Yeah. Did you ever use Voyager or Gemini? Man, you use Voyager to buy. There's a lot of altcoins there, but then you can pull it off your cold storage wallet. And I agree with you about Ethereum. I've had that for a long time and keep increasing the position. And I think it's ready to it could potentially go to 8 to 10 grand by the end of the year, with the way I look at it. But
yep, I agree.
Do you not think that it would be, if you want to say, I want to say safer? I mean, I know Polkadot and Cardano have some potential too, because of so many uses of the Ethereum network, and including the NFT with a blockchain, and they're coming into Ether 2.0.
Yep.
Quickly. Then it wouldn't be better at this still cheap price or whatever 2,900 that it's trading for right now, to load up on Ether and maybe a small amount of Bitcoin, because I have
I don't. Yeah, right now I'm not buying Bitcoin at all unless it goes really low. I bought Bitcoin when it was like 48,000 because I was like crazy. But right now, I only really do Ethereum and then and Matic. Those are really all the two I'm buying. Like, and then I'm borrowing to buy off these other coins. If I see a coin that I like, the only way I say is I'm not gonna pay straight. I'll buy Ethereum. So for instance, the Badger coin is only on the Ethereum network, but I didn't buy Badger coin. I borrowed from my Ethereum to buy the Badger coin, right? And then with Matic, I saw QuickSwap, I saw Krill. I didn't just buy Krill and QuickSwap. I borrowed off my Matic to buy Krill and QuickSwap, right? I'm always buying and holding the big ones, the ones that I think are going to be the ones that grow the most, and then I'm borrowing off those to buy the ones that are more gamble-ish.
On the borrowing, what's the margins on the borrowing?
So depending on what asset you borrow and what asset you deposit is very different. So Matic right now, I believe it's. Let me show you. Let me look. It's on. I'm doing that on Aave, but I'll tell you right now. I'm gonna share my screen. All right, it's not here. All right, let me just share everything. All right, so on Aave, sorry if you're not on the YouTube, I'll say it to you. All right, so if you borrow Matic, they're giving it's it's variable of course, but right now they're giving 2% interest on the deposit, and then on the borrow they're giving 6% APR of what you got to pay back. But at the same time, they're giving 7% interest for the deposit in Matic. So if you think about this, kind of almost can lose, because if you're getting Matic and Matic grows in value, it will offset that interest that you have to pay on both sides. That's what's so interesting about Matic right now. The other place are like, if you just are going to do like Bitcoin or Ethereum, they're giving 0.05% on Ethereum, but they're giving actual Aave coins. So on Aave, they're giving Aave coins on the Ethereum side, and on the Matic side, they're giving Matic. Another crazy project, just this one is nuts, is called Pool Together. So again, I know it's long and video is crazy, but go to pooltogether.com, and what Pool Together does is if you put USDC in Pool Together, every week they do a drawing where they give out $70,000 to somebody who has coins in the pool. So there's different pools. So USDC on Ethereum, they have a $70,000 pool this week. DAI, they have a $70,000 pool this week. Comp, but again, look at Badger. Badger's there. This is big to me, right? $7,000 pool for Badger. So if you put your Badger coin on here, you could possibly win $7,000. But at the same time, they're giving you APR of 8%, but they give it to you in pool coin. Check what's here. Polygon. So they got a Polygon side. And if you put USDT, they're giving you 27% interest in Matic. And you could possibly also win $1,800 every week. Actually, this is every day. This one's every day. Daily prize. So this is all crazy, crazy stuff. So I'm going to tell you what I do here. I borrow against my Matic, put it in pool, get extra Matic, and then every day I could possibly win $1,800. This is fucking crazy stuff right here. Like literally insane. Like, yeah.
What's the platform that you borrow with?
Aave. AAVE. If you're on the YouTube, AAVE.com. But again, you got to be on the Matic network. This is where I'm making my video series. So as soon as I finish this video right here, I'm going to finish the video series so everybody can get on this Matic side, because it's pretty freaking crazy and it's like brand new. Less than a month old.
I'm going to touch base with you offline because I'm on Aave and I have the Matic on there, a decent amount. And so I just need to know how to move it around within that Aave network, like what you just said. Like I saw the pools and I wasn't understanding it fully. Mm-hmm. So I want you to just kind of like, just ask you some questions real quick.
Sound good? Let's do it. All right, so I'm gonna end it here. Thank you for everybody who came, watched YouTube anywhere you watched. Of course, the Clubhouse too. Next week I will have it on Instagram Live too, because my phone will be coming in. Also, we're working on some really cool shit next week with some of my other mass ideation companies. Super cool stuff happening. Also, if you guys are interested in learning about this Matic thing, and also we do this bi-weekly meetup with crypto people, trying to help people make the most money, reach out. What were you gonna say, Peter?
Brother, ether from 22 to 29 in about 8 days. Pretty good.
I'm telling you, man, and it's really just starting to get cracking. It's gonna go crazy. I believe when ETH 2.0 comes out, it's gonna go crazy because two things: the gas fee's gonna come down. It's probably not gonna be as low as Matic, almost 0% chance of that, but it will be much lower. So more people will use it. More people will get into decentralized finance. Then they'll get into the other stuff, right? But also, they're gonna start burning tokens. So that means the value of every coin is gonna go higher. So that's gonna make it go crazy. I think. I think it'll get up there.
Have less supply. They're gonna have less supply.
Yes, less supply.
So I mean, I think it's a great at this price. Even at this price,
I agree.
it's a great. Because I remember when I hesitated to buy Bitcoin at like 4,500.
This is your redemption for sure. Me too. Me too. I've been buying Ethereum mostly because of that. I'm like, Ethereum's gonna come up. Even if Ethereum gets to be half of what Bitcoin ends up being, we're still talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars per coin. And right now you get them for $2,000. Like, what's the problem, you know?
No, I mean trade for $3,000. Well worth buying. You can get a lot of. I mean, for $10,000, you can get a lot of leverage. Even $5,000, you can even buying a coin. Even buying one coin is good because it can go exponentially. If it goes from 3,000 to 20.
100%. And then again, look at the timeline. If you look at it as an investment, instead of saying I want to 5x my money this year, look at it. Look at what Bitcoin did in 10 years. It became from like 50 cents to $60,000, right? So imagine Ethereum is only 5 years old.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I have a vast experience as a commodities trader in the precious metals world, and also uranium and copper, and a couple of friends of mine just recently, only a year ago, and I'm a filmmaker, so I'm actually doing a documentary on financial corruption, but I've interviewed
Awesome.
all kinds of people in the Max Kaiser, people at Bitcoin markets, and other people, and it's been extremely fascinating, to see what's going on because I mean I've made more money on a percentage in my crypto, and I've done really well in the precious metals market, but I've made more money in crypto at a percentage in 6 months than I have in 5 years.
Yep.
And I'm not saying that metals aren't good because they're gold. I think there's a great place for all to exist because gold and silver gives you some really solid protection because all the central bankers own it. There's good reasons. However, I've made more money as a percentage wise in my crypto. And do you follow a gentleman named Raoul Paul?
Hell yeah, that's my guy. Yep, for sure.
So Raoul Paul and Michael Saylor are correct, but Raoul Paul just put out a video. It's an hour and 29 minutes. I just watched it on YouTube yesterday. It's probably the best video I've ever seen on the space, on crypto, and on the world markets, and why the network. Especially, he's extremely bullish on Ethereum.
Ethereum. He just said, he was like, I'm fighting not to sell all my Bitcoin to buy Ethereum right now. He was saying that. Yep. Hello? Did I lose you guys? Can you hear me? Oh, he got a phone call. So I was gonna tell him to DM me that video, but I'll find it because I follow him.
R-A-U-L-P-A-U-L.
I think it's R-A-O. I think it's O. But I'll send it to you. I mean, he's also the one. He has a video that says the most important asset ever created is Bitcoin, and I could see that, but I also think Ethereum has its own usage, and all of them you can do all the same stuff we're talking about. You can
they're in the asset classes that
Yep.
You hold it and you leverage it out like what you're doing.
Exactly.
Then, like again, like the bigger players, I told you this before on YouTube, they're like, I'm hoarding all this Bitcoin because in a couple of years I want to borrow against it when I buy real estate.
So there's a guy I heard about this football player, I guess soccer in Europe. He did that. He bought his house off a loan off his crypto. Already it's happening. It's happening right now. Yep. Yep. And I'm gonna do it too. How you think I'm gonna buy all these Airbnbs all around the world off my own bank?
For sure. Like you said, like it's a great time to kind of like start becoming maybe a financial person when you didn't think you would be a financial person because maybe the doors were closed. There's too many loops to jump through, or the way the system was set up that it was hard to get into to be a professional. But now that a lot of those doors are unlocked for us, and we can go behind the scenes and actually see how to borrow against our own assets, and kind of start working with these numbers and becoming comfortable with it. You now become essentially a financial person.
Hell yeah. And I'm gonna quote the great Nas. Come join us. There gotta be more of us. Like at the end of the day, the cryptocurrency world is dominated by rich people and not minorities. There's nothing stopping us now except Coinbase, and you can get around that, right? Like, well, not really. With Coinbase, it's slowly stopping you, but you can still get there over time. Just buy USDC as much as it lets you, put it in there, and then be ready for those drops. So let me finish this video series. I'm going to end it here and get this video series up so people can really get their banks ready. What I want next week is I want a bunch of people having their banks, and we start this $10 challenge with everybody having their banks. So any final questions, George? You ask something?
No, I'm good.
All right, guys. Nice seeing you all again and hearing you all. Thanks for anybody who came through and listened and watched. Hopefully I helped make you some money or understand something a little better. Thanks again. We'll be back next week, 11 o'clock again. Let's do it. Let's create our own banks.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Peace.